Hey team, it's Family Chill Time here with HotYahtzee, and today we are learning to draw complex images like this Mario face using simple shapes. Let's get started. I'm just using a regular sketchbook. I think it's from the dollar store, a white eraser, and just a regular HB pencil. So nothing fancy, things that you might have already at home. So first thing I'm going to do is start by looking for the simple shape that would be in this Mario's head. This is a great technique for drawing things that appear hard, but breaking it down into simple parts. So you can see I'm drawing really lightly here. That's because I make a lot of mistakes when I'm working. I might be technically a decent artist. I'm an art teacher too, but I still make lots of mistakes. And that's okay, that's part of art. That's why I think art is an important subject. Okay, so I've got my round shape here. I'm gonna add in this nose as well. I put just where I thought the hair might go. Kind of looks like a mitten. So by making my objects seem simpler, like a mitten instead of hair, it sometimes tricks your brain into drawing it a little better. Okay, I'm going to look across from my little mitten thumb, and that's where the nose should be. And the nose is really just another big old circle. Okay. I can also see that the nose is going to come into about the center of the face, so I haven't made mine quite big enough. There we go. When you're drawing faces, it's also important to notice where the line of symmetry is. A line of symmetry would be right between the eyes and down through to the middle of the mouth and chin. So that means he's looking to the right and down a little. So my line of symmetry, looking to the right and down a little. That's going to help me keep things in line as I go. I like to add these guidelines to keep me on track and focused. I'll add in the ear. It's kind of like a bean shape. And it continues right off from the hair. Again, I'm still drawing really lightly because I know I'm going to make mistakes. That's just part of the process. And I want to be prepared to identify and fix them. I'm adding on the little bump for the chin. And I need to make this come out a little bit more. It's his little chubby cheeks. All right, I'm starting to get some basics in here. Next, I'm going to add this J shape. It's like a curved J coming out from the ear, curving up and around towards the nose. So I'm noticing I have an issue right now. Do you see it? My hat touches my nose, and I can tell from this little negative space in here, this yellow piece, that I should be able to see some of the background. I think it's the nose that's the problem, so I'm going to lower that right now. When I'm drawing, I'm constantly checking for errors, and I found one. I usually do. So you'll notice as I'm fixing the nose, I haven't erased my previous mistake yet. I've left it there because sometimes when I try to fix a mistake, I actually just make it worse. So in this case, I left it there because there's no undo button, but I was actually able to fix it. So I'm happy. All right, so we've got some basic shapes in here now. The mustache has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bumps, and the mustache line of symmetry is a little off from the rest of the face. So I'm just going to put in where I want that line to be. And starting from the center, I'll start adding my bumps. So there's one. This next bump's supposed to go out over his cheek, which it does. That's good. And the last bump goes beyond his nose. Again, I'm still really light and sketchy here because there's lots of room to make mistakes. Okay, I think that looks decent. I'm going to try to put in the top of the hat now, and I'm going to pretend that the ear isn't there. So I can see that the hat's coming out from the center of my ear. I always use things that I've already drawn as reference points. I can see that it squishes down towards the top of his head, and then there's this big ball shape up here. All right. Not bad. And I have to add the little ear. I don't think my hat is as curved as it could be up here. So I'll adjust that now. Okay, I need to leave room for his ear, which would come out of his head. So it must be around here. And it's basically just a triangle shape with rounded edges. So again, looking for that simple shape. And then I'm checking my proportions so I can see that it's supposed to be quite a bit taller than the hat. So I adjusted for that as well. Inside the ear, it's another backwards J and then a curve inside of that as well. My ears maybe supposed to be a little rounder on this side. There. It's not perfect, but I think it will work. There we go. So you notice that I drew the background shape, the back of the hat first, and then I added the ear. It's just because I want this line to look continuous. And the best way to do that for me is to actually draw it as a continuous line and then erase the parts I don't need, because I'm pretty good at drawing lightly. All right, I'm just checking some other shapes and spaces. This piece of the jaw maybe needed to be a bit shorter. Maybe his ear wasn't quite big enough. So I'm making that adjustment as well. My little mitten hair. So as I'm more confident with the things that I've drawn, you'll notice that I'm darkening the lines. Once I've checked them over once or twice, that's usually when I start to do that. I'm going to do this little curve up here. It should really follow the curve that you've already got. And it extends almost all the way. All right, I think I'm ready for some eyeballs. Actually, I need to do this piece of the hat as well. There we go. You'll notice I just brought in the edge of the face a bit too. I'm not sure I have quite enough room for his eyeballs. There we go. So I'm going to add those eyebrows in. I can see that they extend up past the edge of the hat, which is kind of weird. It's not something I ever noticed before. And over here, same thing. And it actually goes outside the edge of the face too. I need to get that arch a little higher. Okay, the eyes are also basically just circles, keeping that line of symmetry in mind. I know I need to be on this side, and it kind of follows the curve of the mustache, so I'm going to use that to my advantage too. So already I'm seeing I have an issue. My eyebrow needs to also follow that eyeball curve, and it's not going to line up. So just make my adjustment and move on. Now I didn't erase the continuous line in the eyebrow because I'm going to be shading that in, so it won't be visible anyway. Okay, I think the nose is fairly accurate. And let's put that other eye. So I'm keeping an eye on the space between the eyes right now for where to place this. And it's pretty clear to me that I should have waited to do the eyebrows until after I had done the eyes. Something to know for next time. So I'm curious if we have other artists and gamers out there. What kind of things do you like to draw? I definitely got my start drawing with like Pokemon and stuff. I spent a lot of my childhood drawing Pokemon. I find cartoon characters are a great introduction to the world of drawing. They're detailed, but just simple enough that almost anyone can do it with enough time and patience. All right, I'm gonna get the iris in there. It's kind of cross-eyed. You can see the blue part of the eye. The iris goes down to the nose on this side. And then the pupil. The pupil's the black part. I'm keeping an eye on how much of the white of the eye I should be seeing. And then the reflection. The reflection's really important. That's the little white highlight that you see in the eye. That's what will make your characters look alive. I forgot to put this little buddy in. Okay. So we're starting to see some resemblance coming out. I just need to add in a couple more details, and I'm noticing little things now, like the hair should be much closer to this mustache. And the mustache should be quite a bit thicker. So again, I'm adjusting before I erase. It's tempting to just erase as soon as you see a mistake, but you want to make those adjustments first. I know that the mouth is supposed to come out of the mustache's second bump, which means this face bump over here needs to come in because it mimics the shape of the mouth. And it skims off the edge of that last bump. Nice open mouth. Got the white teeth. All right, here we go. I have too much room on this eye, huh? All right, I think I've made most of the adjustments that I need to make. I don't think it's quite as perfect as I would like it to be, but in terms of doing just a live video with no breaks and without trying to make it too long of a video, I think it's pretty decent for today. Oh, that angle's a little weird. Okay, so I'm going to speed things up, and I will take some time to add some extra details, like the little things like this ear as well. We forgot it's kind of a C with an extra thing. I'm going to darken up the lines that I want to keep, and I'm going to add just a few values. Values are shading to add some contrast and finish things off. So as you can see, I'm pretty much done. I'm thinking this could have been a really cool one to add some color to. If you had markers or pencil crayons, that would be a great addition, really make it pop. Hopefully you can see that adding just a little bit of value or shading made quite a big difference in my sketch. It added some of the much needed contrast and details that were missing from just the line drawing. So even if you're not going to add the color, at least add a little bit of shading so that you get this same effect. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you drew along with me. Let me know in the comments if you've got any feedback or suggestions on what to draw next. I think feedback is super important. That's the only way as humans, artists, and students that we're going to develop our skills and get better. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.